Welcome to day 16 of learning React Native. Up to day 15, the profile screen was static. Today, we are going to upgrade it into a real interactive user profile where the user can edit their name, bio, and pick a photo. And all of this information will be saved permanently using async storage. Even if the app is closed and reopened, the profile will be restored. This is exactly how local persistence, profile persistence works in real apps. I'll change to make our changes for local profile persistence. I'll first need to change user context. I I will import React hooks like we are already using use state, but we are not using children and use context. So I need to just import use effect. Why use state and use effect? Because we'll keep state and a and run a loader on startup. Okay. I also need to import async storage. If you're not if you're not able to find the async storage, then you need to install it using React Native hyphen async hyphen storage slash async hyphen storage. Okay, but probably it will be there already. Now I create a user context which is already there, but with a default shape like user, set user, and save user, as well as loading user. So components can destructure safely. Okay. Name, comma bio, comma photo, null. Okay, and set user would be empty. Okay, save user, another async function, and a loading user. True. Okay, now I need to create a user state with fields from profile for the profile screen that which accepts name, bio, and photo. Okay, bio, photo. Okay, I will add a loading flag so other screens know when restores from storage is still running. Constant loading user set is equal to use state true. Okay. On provider mount, we try to restore any saved profile from async storage. This is how we do it. Name would be load user, no params. Inside that, write a const, we'll write try constant raw is equal to await is equal to async storage dot get item. I'll use the key as user underscore profile. If raw, then set user with JSON parser. Inside that I'll pass raw, sorry, and I need to write a catch with error. This is for me so that I'll be able to see any errors in console log. Console log e. I'll give an field to load user from storage, comma, yeah. Finally, also need to be written. That is, I'll set loading user to false. Okay. We need to call this function. Inside that, okay, we require a helper to save the full user object manually if needed. Okay, so I'll be copying this part. I need to write try here. Okay, try. Instead of this, I'll write as save user. Here I'll pass updated user. If there is none, this will be set empty. Set key name, key I have written. I need to just stringify it. The updated user. We do not require raw here. We are just setting. We do not require any final here. Field to save user rather than load. Okay. Now we'll write a path style updater. Pass only change fields, and this will merge and persist automatically. Okay. Function updated user and update user and save, patch. Okay, set user that will have per, okay, as constant. Next, this will contain a copy of per previous value with three dots and and patch. Okay, then I'll save user. I'll call save user function and set next. I'll write a catch here as well. Error, error equal to console log dot log error. Okay, return next. Okay, now we need to expose that path style setter and loading flag in provider value for all screens to access or to set. Okay, set user update. Oh, I have written it wrong. Update user. Okay, update user and save user comma loading user. Okay, now this is exposed. As you can see, you are getting an error. This is a, as previously told, this is a TypeScript error. We are writing a JavaScript code, that's why you get TypeScript error, but this will run. Okay, now we'll quickly pause, know about the provider which we just edited. It is a single source of truth for the user. It restores the saved profile on startup using use effect plus async storage. Exposes loading user so screens can wait for restore, and expose a patch style set user that merges updates and persists them. Now we'll update post profile screen to use local state while editing and call set user on save so the provider save changes. We need to import some extra hooks of React like use effect, use effect, use state. Okay, and we do already have use context which we will require. Now we'll also need to import UI primitives and image support. So like touchable opacity, alert to show any alerts for success or failure, and we require image to pick, oh sorry, to show the image we require. Now we need to import the image picker so we can open the photo library. Launch image library. Okay, we also need to import header, custom library that is header and another custom library which we custom component, sorry, header and custom UI or component which we created, that is app button. Okay, be using this. We need to change this constant as well. uh, we need to read user, the path style, set user, and loading user for context. Loading user, and it will set user context itself. Now we'll keep local editable state so typing is smooth and previews are immediate, and not every time it says into our user context. Okay, only when a button is clicked, then only this changes will be reflected in user context. That's the reason we are having these many variables. You can say user name. I'll copy this and paste it here, and I need another one. That is for one is for name as already created, bio, bio, photo, and default it would be null. Photo. Okay, when the provider finished loading, the saved profile will sync the local fields with context. Okay, for that we need use effect so that it becomes smooth. If loading user is false, that is loading has stopped, then we'll set the name to user dot name. Okay, copy this and set bio set photo, and this will be null. Yeah, and loading user and user will be passed. We need that. That's why in use effect we need both of this. That's why I'm writing this. If we don't require any params, then we will just not write here. Now we need to open the image library and update only the local preview URI. So we'll be writing a function named pick image launch image library. It will have media type, it will ask for that. I'll write in single quotes photo, and let's write a quality as well. It's optional, you can ignore it, but there are lots of other to show other. We have other arguments for as well. That's why I'm writing quality. The response from the library which we get, we'll write it here, response dot did cancel. In when we go inside image picker, if we press on cancel, then this will be called. If response is any error message, then we need to write an alert dot alert, so that we are able to show the error to the user. This is a title, this will be response dot error message. The message will be shown inside that alert with the title named error. Okay, finally we'll set that const URI response dot assets dot the first index. Okay, URI, if URI is not empty, is not empty, then it will set to our local context. Okay, this error is nothing, it's a TypeScript error as always. Now we'll write a function to save, validate and call path style set user. Provider will merge and persist in this function. Okay, handle save, we need to trim the, if there is any, if there is any white spaces at the end, we need to trim them. Name dot trim, if it's empty then we'll show an alert with the title as written as validation, and message as name cannot be empty, and we'll return it from here itself. Okay, if it is not, set user will be set with name, trim name, bio and photo will be sent back. This is again, and the error is again a TypeScript, JavaScript to TypeScript error. Now we'll write an alert saying for with the title success and profile file saved successfully. Okay, now we need to change some of the UI. Okay, I'll edit, I'll remove this. We'll have another view style with insert that one. Okay, header, the custom header which we created. Title will be profile. Okay, we need to have another view. Okay, style is equal to padding. We'll set padding 20, comma, alignments, align items to center. Okay, we'll have its ending in here itself. Okay, now what I'll do, I need to shift a tab. Okay, oh sorry, shift this by a tab. Okay, now I'll create a touchable opacity. On press, we'll set pick image, pick image, this function will be called pick image, and when inside that, if photo is there, then we need to write options when the photo is there or not there. Okay, image, source would be URI, photo, style is equal to width 120, we'll make it round, height 120, and radius, border radius will be again 60, which will make it round. And margin, remember we'll reduce it in this file, the margins, because we have lots of field here now. Okay, we'll close this image. Okay, the other option, if image is not there or is not picked, then we'll show view style, style is equal to okay, same here, I'll copy this. Okay, same, but I'll add background. We need to add background as background radius hash dd, comma, we need to make it in center, that's why center, comma, align items, it needs to be as well center, center, comma, yeah. Okay, inside view we'll be having a text, that is simple text, that will say pick a photo, color, colon, hashtag 666. That's the color is of your choice. Make sure it is contrasting, and I'm making it a plain simple one. Colors black or white, something as that. Now we'll close this. Okay, the photo is being closed. I already closed it. Okay, now these are in inside our opacity. Now we'll have two more, we could say, inputs. And copy this for name and bio. Okay, all right, align self, flex start. Okay, font size I'm going to reduce. We need have others as well, that's why other fields to be written. Name and text input. I'll reduce the padding. Let's make the width as 100%. Okay, let's make the border a little bit rounded, this text field little bit rounded, as most of the UIs are now. Need to pad this. Okay, now correct. Okay, this will be not username. They're not changing it directly. The user context, we're not changing it directly. We are first storing it in our local context. Only when the button save is called, we'll change it in user context. Okay, we'll set that name, will be set name, and we do not require any of this things. Okay, okay, the same will be done for bio as well. Okay, this will be bio. The text name or the field name, it will be same. The style, except for we'll write multi-line. Bio might be multi-lines, so line comma. Okay. Oh, sorry, it should outside multi-line. Inside style, I'll write height also, as it is multi-line. I'll set height, that would be 120. And text alignment, which usually is uh, center. That's why I'll align it to top. Defaultly it is always center. Okay, now for the value, we'll set it to bio. We'll get the value from bio and we'll set it to bio if the changes there, any changes there. Okay. I think we need to add a placeholder for this, both of the values. Placeholder is equal to enter your name, and for this as well, placeholder is equal to enter your bio. Yeah, now I'll remove this one, we don't require both of this. We will add app button to save everything and save it to our user context. Okay, press on handle save style would be width 100%, top margin would be, let's give little bit more of the margin, 20, and close it. Yeah, I think this UI is done. Let's run. Okay, now let's see the profile. Okay, saved successfully. We'll change this button as well in coming up classes. The place name needs to change. Yeah, placeholder. Okay, now I think It is changed now. Okay, let's say again. Save it. Now let's reopen. See, it is saved. So context is working. That's it. The profile screen is now fully functional. Let's recap quickly so you understand what's happening. Name and bio are stored using useState. When the screen mounts, load profile runs because of use effect. It reads the saved values from async storage. If something was saved before, it instantly fills the input fields. When the user taps Save Profile, we store name and bio back to async storage. Also, as well, photo and show a success alert. If the user restarts the app later, the saved values come back automatically. And this is exactly how most local profile screens work. Like they don't immediately hit APIs. They store user data locally and sync with backend only when needed. Now, the profile tab in our app is no longer a placeholder. It's useful, stateful, persistent, and interactive. In day 17, we'll take this one step further by improving user onboarding experience like adding validation, autofocus, optional fields, and better UX flow for saving profile information. As also, we'll improve our app button. As you can see, now it is just a kind of a text. We'll improve this and make it kind of how real app works. We'll make it look like that in the app buttons as well. See you tomorrow.